My name is Pauline Boudry.
I'm Renate Lorenz. We do film installations which show performances, and our focus is on the gaze and on the frame of the camera as instruments of power, but also possibly or hopefully of pleasure.
So in their work you will see they really focus on film, but also on staging and also on art installation, and they mix all of these, and that makes their work very experimental and interesting. It's always difficult to decide who is going to be the artist to represent the country, you know. My thinking was what kind of work is meaningful to what's happening today in our society and within the artistic sphere.
So you will enter the exhibition space from backstage, and you will find yourself on a stage, arriving in a space. And there's film that the audience will watch, and you will understand very quickly that the dancers are dancing on the exact stage where you are standing. So this means that the audience is put in the position of a potential performer.
In a very paradoxical way, the work is bringing discomfort and release. People will get into an installation that looks in between a film installation and a staging and a nightclub.
And we like this idea of the club because it's a space that allows us to experiment with different forms of desire.
People are always into the illusion and out of the illusions.
The film is called Moving Backwards, and it experiments with backwards dance movements. At first sight, you might have the impression that it is very strictly choreographed, but if you then spend a little bit more time and further attention, you might completely lose the idea of the direction of space and time, and you can't say anymore what is forwards and what is backwards.
We are facing a moment of antagonism and withdrawal. It's a big preoccupation for a lot of people.
We are thinking of nations building giant walls around their borders, about rescue ships being pushed away in harbors.
People moving from their polyamorous groups back into their traditional families, or also right-wing hate speech has become acceptable again.
And I decided to, instead of avoiding it or pretend it doesn't exist, I decided to embrace it.
We have this feeling that we are forced to move backwards.
It implies a political regression, and it can also be looked at as an act of resistance. Going backward in some other culture is something which is considered to be positive. So it's also a critique of the way our Occidental civilization is framing time and progress.
We are learning from the women of the Kurdish guerrilla who wear their shoes backwards in the snowy mountains in order to mislead their persecutors.
The traces that they left in the snow, you have the feeling that they are moving backwards, but actually they are moving forwards.
To present the work of Pauline and Renate today is really meaningful within a context of questioning about what is identity, showing how these constructions are basically a kind of fiction that we are creating all the time, and it's never finished.
To be in a national pavilion, or this Swiss national pavilion also includes having this architecture with its 3-meter high walls where you easily can think of the idea of belonging to a group and secluding yourself against all others. So I think we are taking a deep breath and walking 2 steps backwards.